Yo, what's up? It's your boy. It's the PL. And sometimes I cover all the shit that I want to cover on my channel because I do what I want on my channel. What's your outlook of the whole monster thing?
Well, first of all, what's the definition of a monster? When we look at what a monster is, we think of, inhuman or subhuman creatures that commit atrocities, that hurt others for the fun of it or for the sport or to hunt them down.
Right.
It's something like that. But when we look at the crimes that's committed over the years, you talk about Al Capone, Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
You talk about all these famous historical people who've committed mass murders, and you ask yourself, what were they? They were human. They were human beings.
Yeah.
They were human, just like you, just like me, just like the rest of us. We always think of monsters as something that's just grotesque and fearsome, but we fear that we're wrongly using the word monster because it pretty much describes a human being.
And look, not to stop you, I remember this movie that came on back in the day. It was it had the 5 stories in it. What was the name of it? Well, on one of the joints, the boy was being abused by his step-pop, when he called his step-pop was monster. That was what he called them. You know what I'm saying? That you're talking about human beings. But go ahead. I'll talk about that later. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just a good subject.
No, it's really good because it actually adds on to the theory that a monster is always closer to us than we think. They're not just under our bed. They're not just in our closets. They could probably be in the next door.
Yeah.
We don't know that because we don't see it. A lot of people don't see it often, probably because they don't want to.
Right.
Your eyes are there to help you see. But there's a difference between seeing something, not being able to see it because you can't see it, and not being able to see it because you don't want to.
And a lot of people just act like they don't want to see it.
Yes, so many people, it shows hypocrisy. So many people want to say, you have to step up and do something. But a lot of those same people are the ones that like to feign ignorance when the unbelievable happens. And we're in a world where anything goes. This is a world we live in. We never had any part in creating Earth. We just live it. The planet itself holds so many secrets and mysteries. We're never really going to understand what's there, what else is living with us, or what we as human beings are capable of. But what I do understand primarily is that throughout the course of human evolution, we may have outgrown our need for nature, but nature have never really left us.
Right.
When you think about it, what did animals do in nature to survive? They kill, they hunt, they reproduce. All that stuff needed so their genes can pass on to the next one and continue their cycle of life. It's the cycle of life that goes on. Despite us as human beings evolving and outgrowing that need, we still have that need to feed on something. We still have that genetic coding to kill, to hurt. We still have that need to control, to dominate. We still have that. No matter how far we've gone, there's always some basic or primal part of us that continues to cause us to do outrageous things, that makes us look back and say, oh my God, is this really possible?
Yeah, and saying that with the nature thing, do you think that people become more of monsters when they push nature away?
Yes, well, I believe that. It's just a matter of what you're feeling compared to that. It's a psychological thing. Your social environment can also play a role in how you're raised, not just the genetic trait. So it's also quite like that too. But
so environment can make you a monster.
Yes, it can, as well as the influences of others around you. It can do that.
Okay.
Especially when you've adapted to it, the need to change to suit that certain environment. Like when you think
and it goes back to people in an environment where it's monsters and they become monsters and they really don't realize that they're a monster.
Because
they've been
They've been through it, and they feel as though being like this is the only way to survive. Truth be told,
Yeah.
it takes a really strong will to survive out on the streets. To survive in the ghetto, it takes a strong will, because what we hear every day is about niggas getting shot, niggas getting killed,
You're right.
niggas getting stole, all that stuff. And over what? That's my question. Over what? That's the most trivial thing.